Oh boy.
Nice to meet with us. Look at what. Do something. I've been there before, like in sparring, you know.
But I'm just not. I'm not freaking out about it. You know what I mean? Like that's what I say when I don't get nervous. I have that fucking feeling in my stomach right now. You know what I mean? Like it's there. But I'm just not trying to freak out about it. You know what I mean? Like I just know that the second we walk in the cage, it's gonna go away. The second you're in the cage, like the second for me, it all goes away the second I step in the cage.
This is just like disposable, right? Just
Ready? Go. You first.
Brian, make sure you close the door.
I don't know if I want to really look like.
I love you.
Oh shit.
One of the fighters, Joe Lauzon.
Straight all the way?
Yeah, you go straight, make a right, go to the bottom, make a left.
Okay, awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
just need to check your bag if you got a cell phone or anything. Just go. These guys.
I've done this in a long time. It's before the UFC, but it's the first time I'm actually gonna corner for someone and then fight the same night. Piece of cake back home before it was the UFC. Now it's a much bigger deal. Proctor got here a little while ago. I just got here. He's gonna fight in about half an hour or so. And so we're gonna try to keep a good baseline, not get too excited. Hopefully he wins, keep that momentum going forward, and then I'll fight a couple hours later. New rules or old rules?
We were told, me, John, and Herb all did our rules meetings ready with the new rules.
Okay.
They just told us to change it back.
Okay. Alright. I'm telling you, I'm always close, it doesn't matter.
Alright, time, tap.
Good luck. Take him out.
Shut that off.
Brandon, stop it. Drives the women wild in Bridgewater.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. I start reading heart rate monitors on my corners.
Relationship goals.
Hashtag
Relationship.
Yeah, dude. Get it.
Let me know. But we're drifting in a strange way. I'm aware that it's a mistake. If I love you, it's a mistake.
Remember, he was partying last night, remember in the hotel?
That's it, that's the thing.
He said,
To be fair, it's the other.
That's the guy that just lost. Why'd he get on the mic? Yelling at somebody?
We've done this enough times. You got any questions for me?
Nope.
Anything.
Old rules.
Old rules.
rules.
Fucking screwed with me and Herb and John. Told us originally new rules. Alright, so old rules. You got it?
Sounds good.
Always a pleasure, man. Good luck out there. Listen to your corner. Listen to your corner.
I absolutely.
Alright.
Come on, John. Penn State did you like?
Thank you.
You gotta play. You like seeing stuff like that?
Nice, big Joseph.
We were all listening up to that shit.
He said, I am saying.
beautiful!
Balance, good balance. them down. There you go. Yes, so. Like, beautiful.
That's it. All right, Joe, let's go. It's showtime.
2 minutes.
Fucking kidding me?
I thought it was a drop.
Everything else here.
Joe's takedowns were great. Joe's ground and pound was fabulous. Joe's pressure on passing the guard
I blew
was
my load in the first.
was
Like,
always
I had a lot
here.
of time, but I thought I could finish him off.
So Joe's done this before.
All right, you really shouldn't feel much of anything. Turn your head.
Make him look like a GQ model.
Absolutely.
No way. A chance.
He already does.
He already does to me too. Are you kidding me?
That's it.
Can you open him up and start again? His wife just showed up. Sorry.
Hey,
He's in good spirits.
I'm okay.
you right?
Yeah. Tired.
Those better be not.
Put a little ointment on there, then you should be good.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You can take a shower like regular.
Okay.
Keep it clean and dry. And if you want to, you can put a little ointment on there in the next. Oh, little question. I got
Shoes.
Okay.
You shouldn't have much.
Okay. Thank you so much.
He'll probably shower.
So we're now a couple days later. Obviously not happy with how the fight went. I felt like the first round was great. Before the fight happened, I talked to my coaches, talked to the corner, and basically told them that I was not going to hold anything back. I was going to try to absolutely murder him in the first round, which came very close to doing. I think I knocked him out at the end of the first for a split second. But I was not going to hold back. I was going to give him everything I could. We had talked about, really trying to, focus on every time he kicked, make him pay for it. Throw a punch, catch the kick. We did well at that part. Took him down, was all over him in the first round, was really, really good. At one point, actually 2 points, I really, really wanted to, attack with a submission, attack with the arm lock. And, but I listened to my corner. They kept telling me, don't lose position, don't lose position. So I played it safe. I try to fight a smarter fight, against March and Held. I went for the arm lock. I stunned him really bad with elbows, and I went for the arm lock. And it kind of cost me the fight a little bit. So this time around, we didn't want to, make a mistake. We didn't want to, sacrifice. We want to stay on top. We want to keep pounding away. I just didn't get it done. Coming off the second round, I felt good at the beginning of the second. I was letting him throw a lot of punches because I was waiting for him to kick. His corners were telling him not to kick, but I was waiting for the kick. I was a little bit maybe too patient. But the second he threw a kick, I took him down again. Rode out the entire round. Landed some good ground and pound. Did well in the second. Went well. Third round, I was exhausted. I had used every bit of energy I had. I said I would rather, push really hard and die tired than to, play it safe. And it's kind of what happened. The third round was really bad for me. He threw a lot of punches. He landed like 90 significant strikes or something like that, right? But I have to go back and watch it all, but I don't think a whole lot landed. A lot landed on my forearms, but nothing really hit me clean. Honestly, the biggest thing that I took damage of was when I pushed and I was trying to take him down with taking me, elbowed the crap out of my head. I have so many lumps all in my head, mostly in the side and the back and all kinds of places, but it's just the way it goes. I shouldn't have been down there. I shouldn't have been able to get hit, but felt like the ref was telling him don't hit me in the back of the head, but he just kept doing it. It's the way it goes. I don't complain about it. It's just it kind of sucks a little bit. But it's the way it goes. I should have finished him in the first. That's the only thing that really matters. I'm not upset that I pushed so hard in the first. I was in really good shape. I trained really hard. I was in great shape. It's just that, I was trying to finish him every second of the first round. The entire fight, really, but in particular the first round. I pushed really hard. I didn't get really banged up too much. My elbow was still pretty swollen, pretty black and blue. But that's pretty much it. I got a bunch of lumps on my head. I got 2 stitches right here. Not a big deal. I freaking hate judges. You know, we pushed so hard because I fought Jim Miller and I thought I won, but I lost. Then I thought that, at the time I thought that March and Hell beat me by decision, but I got the win. This time again, I thought I won. Thought it was a close fight. I thought that, I had the first round 10-8. I thought the second round was pretty close. I thought I had it, but even if he had it, whatever. I don't think that he won the third round 10-8 because none of his shots were really hitting me all that clean. Like he threw a lot of elbows, threw a lot of punches at the end of the third, like the last minute or so. Like he was throwing a lot of punches, and I was throwing none. But I also wasn't getting hit. He was hitting my forearms, hitting my arms. So I don't know. But I thought, at worst we got a draw. At best we got a win. 10-8 in the first and 10-9 in the second. But it's the way it goes. So I hate judges. Just in the end, I hate judges. I think they're stupid. I think that a lot of times they don't know what's going on. I think one of the judges gave him a 10-8 in the third round, but gave me a 10-8, 10-9 in the first, which is really, really crazy to me. So it goes. Thank you to everyone for all the support. Calvin and Randy, were my 2 main sparring partners. Calvin Cater, Randy Costa, sparred me a ton this camp. Gregor Bello helped. All my guys, all my coaches, Frank Camisa, Steve Mays, Joe Pomfret, everyone at Lauzon Mixed Martial Arts in Easton. My strength and conditioning coach Kyle Holland. I look tired, but Kyle had me strong, had me ready to go. Yeah, I appreciate all the support from everyone. I read a couple articles, people talking about, guys needing to retire, because Ellenberger got knocked out really bad, Diego got knocked out really bad. I didn't have the best fight. But honestly, I feel good. I don't feel like I'm being outworked. I feel good. I think that if I had, pounded him in the first round the way he did, and I did go for that submission and I caught him, everyone would be talking about how great I looked. It's just, I try to play it a little bit smarter, a little bit safer, and it didn't work out. It's always so easy to go on Monday morning quarterback it. But honestly, I felt great. I felt like I had a really good camp. I was healthy. I was doing well in camp. Everything went good. Everything went smooth. It's just, MMA is not an easy sport. It's really not. It's a very unforgiving sport. There's so many guys that train really, really hard, for the fights, and half of them went home losers. And every single time there's fights, that happens. It's just, it's a very unforgiving sport, But like I said, I appreciate all the support. We will see you next time.